everyone, this is Spanglish Comics. Hope everyone is having a good day. With the rise of recent world events, most of you have been spending a lot of time indoors. I know I am. Like you, I've been binge watching Netflix shows. You might have come across a little known show called The Office. If you haven't, I highly recommend you at least watch Season 5, Episode 13.
Say bandit!
Anyways, besides The Office, I'm also a big Pokemon fan. So naturally, I started thinking, what would happen if The Office was its own Pokemon region? Thus, this video was created. Here I will be discussing how a Pokemon game could be based on The Office. I'll be going over the player characters, region towns, gym leaders, Elite Four members, and regional team villain. I know other PokeTubers such as Birdkeeper Toby, Hoops and Hip Hop, and Mr. Buddy have done similar projects, but I wanted to throw in my own mix into the blender. Hope you all enjoy this video, and let's get started. First and foremost, let's start with the protagonists of The Office Pokemon games. You would get to play as either a young Michael Scott or young Holly Flax. I based young Michael's design after the meme sensation of Michael shaking Ed Truck's hand. Holly was an obvious choice for Michael's female counterpart because, well...
Wicka 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 what?
Need I say more? I was debating on making Jim and Pam the protagonists, but come on. Michael is the living embodiment of The Office, so he had to be the protagonist. Don't worry though, I have other plans for PB&J. After choosing your protagonist, your parents will tell you to go visit the professor of the region to start your Pokemon journey. Quick side note, your starting town is called Scarnville, and it is well known for being the main supplier of paper. The professor of the town is none other than Professor Oscar Martinez. He is the smartest person of your town and will always say,
"Actually," because he will insert himself into just about any conversation to add facts or correct grammar.
Actually, you're speculating there.
Your player will go to Professor Oscar's lab and discuss how he's been studying the ruins on the east of town. This is where your rival will come into the lab and say he is here to start his journey too. Your rival is... Toby Flenderson.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
His backstory is that he just moved into town last week and is originally from Alola. Let me know if you all get the reference of his backstory. Professor Oscar will give you and Toby your starter Pokemon and Pokedex to start your journey. As you talk, Oscar's assistant will come in and tell you there is a commotion outside. You go outside and see that there is a posse of townspeople, including your parents. The person causing the commotion is a well-dressed lady who is telling everyone that all the paper supply companies are closing down. Of course, the news doesn't sit well with the townspeople. A quick FYI, for those of you who have watched The Office, the main conflict of the first season was downsizing.
Downsizing? I have no problem with that. I've been recommending downsizing since I first got here. I even brought it up in my interview.
So naturally, I thought this should be the main conflict of the story. You and your rival will go up to the lady and ask why people are being laid off. The lady says that it's confidential, and that there is nothing a bunch of kids can do to change her mind. She introduces herself as Jan, the admin of the bigwigs. She tells you that if you want to stop them, you'll have to be as strong as the Elite Four members and champion of the region. She then leaves and warns you that she'll be back to close things down. Professor Oscar tells you and Toby to help save the town. He says that we have to go to the corporate league and get the Elite Four members and champion to take a stance against the bigwigs. To get to the corporate league, you'll have to go through the region and battle the gym leaders. Toby says that he will be happy to help and sets off on his journey. You stay behind and tell your parents that you will go see the champion and save the town. Thus, the story begins. You and your starter set out on a journey to corporate. Now, the region is designed to be very similar to the actual city of Scranton. Of course, it's a very loose interpretation. The first gym is located on University Boulevard. This is where you will battle against the youngest gym leader ever, Ryan Howard, the fighting type specialist. I do want to give a quick note that all the characters of this region are based on the Office characters, but their ages are dramatically altered in different ways. Going back to Ryan, he's around 10 to 13 in this game. He is very braggy about being the youngest gym leader in the region's history, and flaunts the fact that he is taking university classes at such a young age. He has 2 Pokemon on his team, a Pancham and a Combustion. Pancham is the perfect fit for Ryan, as it is described in his Pokedex entries as, it does its best to be taken seriously by its enemies, but its glares is not sufficient intimidating, and it's desperate to intimidate its opponents. Be nice and pretend to be scared if you catch it glaring at you intensely. I feel this describes Ryan during the season where he was hired in New York. Combustion is mostly on his team because I wanted him to have a firefighting type to go with his nickname.
Ryan started the fire! It was always burning since the world returning! Ryan started the fire!
Once you beat his gym, he won't give you a badge. Instead, he will give you the Dundee of Courage. Plot twist, the Regents Gym badges are Dundees. Collect all 8 and you get to go to the Corporate League. The next city is Port Richardson, home of the Best Berry Orchids and the SSB Cruise Line's primary port station. The gym leader is Meredith Palmer. She is a poison type specialist for being, well...
The deal is that this is my last hurrah because I made a New Year's resolution that I'm not going to drink anymore during the week.
That and because she survived rabies multiple times in the office. She fights her battles with 3 Pokemon. Bellsprout's Pokedex entry says, even though its body is extremely skinny, it is blindly fast when catching its prey. This of course reminds me of how Meredith is very forward with her flirting with men. Speaking of flirting, she also has a female Salandit on her team. Its entry says, the males will do whatever the female tells them. They give the females more of their food. This is a reference to how Meredith gets discounts and free coupons for steaks in exchange for certain favors. Anyways, her last Pokemon is Golbat, because of the infamous episode where she gets attacked by a bat.
Magic time.
She will give you the Dundee of Glee. After the gym match, Toby and you board the SSB and battle Captain Jack for a chance to win a fishing rod. Here you will also battle against Toby. Of course, Toby is no match for you. You part ways and move on to the next city. As you travel to the next town, you come across Pokemon breeder Stanley Hudson. He is being threatened by another bigwigs admin, Charles Minor. He is threatening to close Stanley's breeding center if he doesn't get more business. Charles Minor leaves and has his bigwigs continue to threaten Stanley. You step in to help and beat the bigwigs, who flee the area. Stanley thanks you for saving him and gives you an egg. Afterwards, you come across a mountain area known as Neon Falls. It's actually a reference to Niagara Falls. Here you will battle a lot of couple trainers, mountain hikers, and fishermen. You will find Toby here and battle against him, who will of course lose against you and your more experienced team. He will reveal to you that he misses Alola. But since traveling, he's gone attached to the region and loves the people here, and won't stop until he's helped save the region. You then move on to the Metropolis City of the region, Steamplex City. It is home to the most business and shopping centers. You will encounter a lot of bigwigs members here, who are threatening small shop owners. You meet admin Jan Livingston again, who says she is surprised you made it this far, but swears you won't be her assistant Hunter. However, you battle Hunter and are able to beat his Pokemon team. Jan is very upset and leaves the city, but vows revenge. You are now able to battle Kelly Kapur, the flying type gym leader. Like Ryan, she is also a very young gym leader. She is a really fashionable and gossipy person in the office. And what's both fashionable and very talkative? The answer is flying types. I couldn't help but put Vespiquen on her team because Kelly is also very flirty and bossy in the office.
I don't talk trash, I talk smack. They're totally different. Trash talk is all hypothetical, like, your mom is so fat she could eat the internet. But smack talk is happening like right now. Like, you're ugly and I know it for a fact, because I got the evidence right there.
What other Pokemon is flirty and bossy? Well, let me just read Vespiquen's Pokedex entry. It releases various pheromones to make the grubs on its body do its bidding while fighting foes. The second Pokemon on her team is Chatot, the music note Pokemon, otherwise known as the parrot Pokemon. I really don't think I need to explain this one. The last Pokemon on her team is Male Unpheasant. Just look at that plumage. Of course it's Kelly's Pokemon. After you beat her, she will give you the Dundee of choice. She will also give you a train ticket that will allow you to go to the next gym in Electric City. This is where I'll end the episode of the Office Pokemon game. Did it stay true to the source material? Probably not, but let me know if you guys enjoyed it. I will continue to do new episodes depending on how the series does, and maybe cover other Pokemon regions based on TV shows. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more content like this. Hit the little bell icon to get notified on when we upload. Well, adios everyone, and see you next time.